Yo, what's up?
Yo, my
What's up?
guy.
What's up?
We back in the house. My guy B
We're
Hill
here.
here.
We're
We
here. It
just had a
feels
little
cozy.
funny moment, man. Before we go on air, my man says, say what you usually say, B Hill, before we go on air.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
If
That's
you're
how
a
you get
fan
it.
like I'm a fan of Anchorman, man, Unique New York, the arsonist has oddly shaped feet, on now brown cow, all of that stuff. It's a little thing me and my boy B Hill do before we come on air. Just wanted to share
Yeah.
that with y'all real quick.
Yeah.
But we about to do a little NBA review from the weekend. As of right now, it's a Monday night. It's about, I don't know, 9:30 or something like that. But a lot of things happened between Friday and Sunday this past weekend. Some good things and some bad things for the Lakers. A lot of bad things for my Celtics and for the association overall. So we're going to hop into this NBA talk. We're going to get it popping. My name is Corey Hilliard. My boy B Hill, a.k.a. Brandon Hill. Right next to me, we got a house divided. If you've been here before, you know what to do. Come on in and get comfortable. Take your shoes off. If this is your first time, mi casa, su casa. But if this is your first time or if you've been here before, B Hill, real quick, hit them with the house rules.
You guys know what time it is already. For those of you that have been here with us, we do appreciate y'all. If you're new to the channel and you have not yet subscribed, it's real easy. Hop down there, hit that subscribe button. Also, while you're at it, it's real easy. It's all right there. It's all one click away. You can literally click. There's that notification bell. That's going to keep you guys up to date on all our newest and latest content. Also, you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, there's a thumbs up button down there. Go ahead and smash that for us as well. That's going to help us with the YouTube algorithm, get us out there on the platform where more people are going to be able to view our content. And last but not least, guys, we say this every show. Please hop down there in those comments. We want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think about how the NBA is going on right now? Drop down there. We want to hear from you guys. All right, Corey. As you alluded to, man, the NBA, dude, it is it's nothing short of spectacular come this time of season. I mean, if you're a Celtics fan, kind of like where you're at, you guys are battling for the number one seed. If you're a Laker fan where I'm at, we're battling to get in the damn play-in. So we're on opposite ends of the spectrums according to our teams, Corey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you start with your Celtics, man. We're gonna start on Friday night because we're starting this weekend preview here. Friday night, man, you let them Nets come in there to Boston, and you let them beat you guys. Like,
Yeah.
that man, Mikal Bridges, he is starting to become a young star. Potential. I say this very lightly. Maybe a superstar. If he can continue on. Because the dude, he plays every game, Corey. I think he's got something like one of the highest streaks right now on consecutive games that he's played that he doesn't miss. So that means that he's very durable, doesn't get hurt.
Right.
He's a great defender, one of the best defenders on the wing that there is in today's game. He can shoot. I mean, the dude just does it all. I absolutely loved him from his Villanova days with that squad that they had with Brunson and him
Josh
and all.
Hart.
I mean, they were nice, man. They were really nice to watch. He had 38 points in this game, and then I'll let you go on, and 10 rebounds, Corey. You guys just literally could not stop that guy. So, what's your takeaway? What's your takeaway?
At the time we're shooting this, so I'm going to give you that game and two others. I'm trying to make it quick. So what happened on Friday was we had a 28-point lead on the Nets. They came back and got us. Mikal Bridges went off. We basically just stopped playing defense. All right? Chalk that one up. The Nets got us. Turn around on Sunday. We have a 14-point lead in the third quarter on the New York Knicks. I go outside. I go play with my Bulldog for a little bit. We come back. Midway through the fourth quarter, the Knicks have an 11-point lead. We somehow come back, forcing into overtime, force it to double overtime, and then we lose that game. And then right as of right now, as we're shooting this, Guess what the Celtics just did? They just lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers for the third time this season, 114, 118. Donovan Mitchell had 40 points, 11 rebounds. I'm looking at the box score right now. Jaylen Brown had a cool 32. My boy Tatum didn't play. Who else didn't? Who had a DNP? Another important player. I'm not going to go through all that. But so here's the deal. Today's Monday. We just lost to the Cavaliers. Yesterday, we lost to the Knicks in double overtime. And then Friday, we lost to the Nets. That's 3 games, all right, in 4 days, all L's. Okay? And we're sitting right now 2 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks. As a Celtics fan, I should be worried, but I'm not. And I'm going to explain this really quickly because I don't want to harp on this too long.
No, you go ahead.
We were in the finals last year as the 2 seed coming out the East. Things were different. We played the Bucks in the second round, 7-game series, and we caught them in Boston on Game 7, and we blew them out in Game 7. Here's what's different. The Bucks don't have your boy right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay,
he came back last game.
I saw that, and he got a faux pas triple double. The league took it away. We'll talk about that later. I'll bring that back up.
Yeah.
But bro, come on. As a Celtics fan, should I be worried? Maybe. But I'm really not, because the regular season is the regular season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We dropped our last 3 games on a 3-game skid. We've been the best team all the way up until the All-Star break. Okay. And the Bucks have been right behind us the whole time. And we're just going through what every team has gone through this year, which is a down period. And I get that. I understand basketball. I understand it's a long season. I understand that there's going to be periods where you kind of get bored. I don't know what's going on with my Celtics. The biggest thing, and this is why I love my Celtics, when we have our full complement of players, Robert Williams, a.k.a. the Time Lord. When he's out 10 to 7 days as of Saturday, they announced. When that guy is out, we are a totally, completely different team defensively. He makes us go on defense. He erases everything in the paint. He covers so much ground. He's in tune with everything that's going on defensively. All right. You can throw lobs to him, Marcus Smart, Tatum, Brown. When they get into the paint, they can throw easy lobs to him because he's so big and tall. So I'm not really tripping over this 3-game losing streak. Okay. Because right before we went on this losing streak, we went to Philadelphia, who's everybody calling a title contender, and we beat Philly.
All right, my fault.
So that's where I'm at with it, bro. If you can't win 2 road games,
all right, my fault.
So that's where I'm at with it, bro. If you can't win 2 road games in a series, you don't deserve to be champs. You know what I mean? In the second round, we're probably going to see the Knicks or the Cavs. The Knicks just beat us. The Cavs just beat us. We didn't have Jason Tatum tonight against the Cavs. The Knicks took them double overtime. But you got to be able to win two road games in a series if you want to be NBA champions. And that's what it is. So, am I mad? Kinda. You know what I mean? Am I worried? No.
Right.
Because the playoffs are a different animal. And things change in a 7-game series. And we didn't have Robert Williams for both games. So that's where I'm at with it. If you want to throw anything on top of that from my Celtics, go right on ahead. But it is what it is, man. We coming down the stretch of this. I know we one of the best teams in the NBA, and I'm going to leave it at
that. I'm kind of where I'm at with it. I feel what you're saying. I'm not going to totally disagree with what you said. And the 3 games that you guys lost, it's not like they were just some poo-poo opponents. They're good quality opponents. Even the Nets without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are still a good, solid basketball team. Yeah. They have a bunch of good pieces.
The New York Knicks on a 9-game win streak.
No, they're balling. They're absolutely balling right now. I mean, they just are. They're just finding ways to win basketball games. And that's – But here, I'm going to say all this, though, Corey. Those 3 teams that you lost to, Neither one of them are a contender for a championship, in my opinion. I'm not picking the Nets. I'm not picking the Knicks. And I damn sure ain't picking the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not doing it to win a championship.
Right.
The only team that you guys have to worry about, Corey, are the Milwaukee Bucks. They are a problem. There's no doubt about that. They are.
Facts. Yeah.
You guys, it's going to come down. I don't think it's necessarily coming down to home court advantage against those two teams. I believe who's ever 1 or 2, it's going to be a 6-7 game series. I'd probably lean more towards a 7 game than I would a 6 game series. Toss a damn coin up, heads or tails. The Celtics heads, the Bucks tails. That's how close I think that you two are. The main key, though, and you alluded to it, Robert Williams. If you do not have Robert Williams against the Milwaukee Bucks, you will not beat them. I don't care if you have home court advantage or not. That is,
I agree.
That's your X factor. That's the one guy, because what is the one thing you have to do when you're playing Giannis? You have to build a wall, and you have to be able to stop him getting to the bucket. Al Horford, he's good, but let's just be real. He ain't stopping Giannis from getting to the – if Giannis wanted to get to the bucket on Al Horford, it's going to happen. You have to have Robert Williams down there to be able to secure that paint. Because when you look at it, you're going to have Giannis, you're going to have Drew Holiday, and you're going to have Middleton. They're going to be doing their thing. And then on y'all side, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you can book it. They're going to come ready to play. So all of those things together, who's going to be your X factor? Most people might point to like a Marcus Smart. Me, I'm pointing more so to a Robert Williams, like what you alluded to, because I think that defending the paint against a team like the Milwaukee Bucks, who typically, if I'm not mistaken, they lead the league, or they're pretty close to the top of the league in paint points this year. They get to the bucket, and they will make you play defense on that inside. They will do it. So
yeah, no doubt. I think the big thing people got to realize and forget about last year's series and why it's going to be different this year. Number one, there was no Chris Middleton, and I acknowledge that. You know, people say we got lucky, but for a large part of that series, there was no Robert Williams.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So we didn't have our best defensive stopper. They didn't have an all-star caliber player in Chris Middleton.
Gold medalist. He's a gold medalist.
Yeah,
too.
No doubt. So this series, if we see each other in the conference finals, is going to be totally different than what it was last year. And so I want people to realize and remember, you know, what we did to them on Christmas Day. We blew them out. There's still no Robert Williams, no Chris Middleton. And I think the last time we played them, we beat them too. So we're not scared of Milwaukee. And the 3 teams that we lost to right now are 4, 5, and 6 in the standings. You know what I mean? The Cavs are 4, the Knicks are 5, and the Nets are 6. So it's not like we, like you said, it was a great point you brought up. We didn't lose to no poo-poo teams. It's not like we lost to the Hawks or the Wizards or anybody. We lost to 3 teams that if the playoffs started today, they're not even in the play-in. They're solidified playoff teams.
No, I get you.
We'll leave it at that. As a Celtics fans, I never like seeing my team lose. But I have to have a level head about it. So let's move on from this one. What you got next?
Okay. Coming up next, man, let's talk about those New York Knicks. You kind of brought them up. You alluded to them. Ever since they got that Josh Hart pickup is a sneaky good pickup, Corey. I absolutely love it for the Knicks. They've got they have a nice looking squad right now. And as you alluded to, Corey, they won 9 in a row. And they've won 9 in a row. They've beaten you guys twice within that 9-game winning streak. You see what I'm saying? So, you lost to them this last Sunday. But the game before that, when they were at home, you guys went to Madison Square Garden and got the doors blown off of them.
That was an absolute L.
They're looking good right now. But again, I'm not saying this to say that I think that they're going to be contenders. I think the Knicks, if they make it to the second round, that's a good season for the Knicks this year. I just really do. I I think Julius Randle sometimes forces threes too much whenever he should just be. Julius Randle should live in that paint. I don't understand why he puts all these threes up. He's a volume 3-point shooter, Corey. And I mean, most of the time I'm like, I wish you would shoot that. Go ahead. Like if I'm playing the Knicks, shoot. I hope you do. But Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, I mean, RJ Barrett, they've got a nice mixture of players. Quickly, who killed y'all last night. I mean, it's just, they look good. They look good. The 76ers beating the Bucks the other night, I'm not high on that as much. You know, that was Giannis's first game back from injury. They were on a 16-game winning streak before that. So whenever you get to winning that many games in a row, you're bound to lose one. It's hard to keep. It's hard to win 17, 18. There's a reason we don't see that very often, Corey, because it just don't happen very often. So I think it's still, as I alluded to in our last show, I still think it's status quo over there in the Eastern Conference. I think it's either y'all or it's the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to put a concern level for your Celtics at about a 4, with 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. Or you know what I mean? I'm going to put y'all at about a 4. Right now. That's how concerned I am about you guys. Not very concerned. I think you guys will be able to handle your business when it comes to playoff time. You got guys that have made it to the finals last year, so you'll be hungry. You know what it takes. And like you said, it's a marathon, man. This ain't no sprint. It's an 82-game season. Y'all are just ready to get to the playoffs right now. I'm almost certain of it. But something to just point out before we move on, if you're looking at it and everything kind of stays status quo, I would rather play the Atlanta Hawks at 8 seed than I would the Miami Heat at a 7 seed in the first round playoff series.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I know the Miami Heat have not looked good this season. They've been just kind of flirting right there, over 500, under everything else. I get it. But I just believe come playoff time, they got Jimmy Butler is nobody to play. He's one of those guys that he turns it up come playoff time. He comes ready to play. Bam Adebayo, Robinson, Tyler Hero. I mean, they got guys over there. And I'm not saying they'd beat you guys, but if I'm a Celtics fan like you are, I don't want my team going through a 6-7 game series in the first round. Because you're going to have to save your energy because it's going to be an all-out battle grudge match 7-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals if y'all run into the Bucks. Now, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, but I got Bucks Celtics still, man, and I don't even think it's close. I just don't.
I totally agree with you. We played the Heat last year. That was the 7-game series, and we're a Jimmy Butler 3 away from not even making the finals. So that 2-7 matchup scares the living hell out of me. And to be honest, bro, I said what we said, and me and you think the Bucks and Celtics will see each other in the conference finals, but Jesus Louise, man. If we somehow get back to 1 and we got to play the Cavs or the Knicks, because the Cavs and the Knicks are going to play each other first round 4 or 5. And whoever's the 1 seed has to see the winner of that series. We obviously don't do good against the Cavs. The Knicks have beaten us twice in the past week. Like, as a Celtics fan, I'm not excited about the second round series, to be honest.
Who you got?
If we stay at 2, huh?
Who you got right now? If the Bucks and Knicks and the Cavaliers playing the first round, who you got winning that series? Realistically, that's tough. That's a 7-gamer. That's a 7-gamer right there.
That's a toss up. I would say the Knicks right now because in their last 10, they're 9-1. The Cavs are 6-4 in their last 10. I think going into the playoffs is all about who's peaking at the right time. I think the Knicks are peaking at the right time, bro. They're playing their best basketball right now at the right time. And Jalen Brunson isn't even in right now. I mean, we lost him. It wasn't even no Jalen Brunson. So if he comes back quickly, who just killed us last night, coming off the bench,
you'd have to go with the Knicks. I mean,
I'd have
I
to go
don't
with
know.
the Knicks, but I'm not sleeping on the Cavs either, bro. Donovan Mitchell, bro.
That's just what I was just about to say.
That's a certified bucket.
And Darius Garland. I mean,
Allen at the center, like, bro,
Mobley. They got Mobley.
Yeah,
they got.
come on,
I mean,
man.
yeah. And my gosh, who's the used to play for the Nets? He played for the Pacers after that. He's a wing. What is his name? It slips me. I gotta look at this. Golly. Dang it. Let me look at this roster and then it's just going to hit me. I'm going to see the guy's name. It's just going to pop. But it's Karis LeVert. They got Karis LeVert over there, too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like.
A problem. It's a problem.
I'm with you.
It's really two solid teams. I don't know who to pick. I'd lean Knicks, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs won that series. So
I got the Cavs winning that one, man. I think the Cavs will go to the second round over the New York Knicks just because Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the court, and it's not even close.
Oh yeah,
on both teams. And who wins in the playoffs, Corey? Stars.
The team with stars. The team
with that guy that can go get a bucket. Who in the playoffs on the New York Knicks are you going to be like, he's going to get me a guaranteed bucket, about 30 points a game? Who is that guy? Let's be real. We're not.
I would say Brunson, but Brunson ain't no Donovan Mitchell.
I mean,
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
And neither is Julius Randle. Neither is R.J. Barrett.
No,
none of them guys. None of them guys. So that's what would make me point to that. And I just think that the Cavs would be too dominant for them down in the paint. I don't think that Julius Randle and them boys is holding their weight against a Jared Allen and a Mobley and all that. I just don't. So I would have the Cavs in that one. So that's where I'm at with that. But that's all I had on the East. If you want to hop over here in the West, we can do that real quick.
Yeah, let's jump in the West, man. Let's talk about the West.
The Western Conference, man, is absolutely nuts. It's still wild. I mean, there's a logjam at the end of it. I mean, oh my gosh. Let's just I want to point out something though. I want to give a shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are a different basketball team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I want to apologize what I said last show. I thought they were going to kind of pack it up, you know what I'm saying, call it a wrap, everything else. It looks like these guys are actually trying to make the play-in. It looks like it. And if I'm not mistaken, I had something that was sent to me today. I have to look in here, but it was an interesting stat that them boys, the trio of Jalen Wood, J-Dub, I guess is what they call him, number 8, the wing. You had Shai Gilgeous and Giddey. You know what they combined for? This trio combined for 94 points on 66.7% shooting, 9 of 14 from 3 with 18 assists, 21 rebounds, and 7 steals versus the Jazz. Just between those three players, 94 points, Corey. That's, oh my gosh. Against the Jazz with marketing, they're a respectable basketball team over there. They're in the mix right now to get into this thing. For them to go pull up in there and do that after Shai had missed the last few games,
I think,
Shai
was that a Friday or a Saturday night?
Let me look on here. I think
right?
I want to say that was yesterday, my guy.
No, with Shai Gilgeous, they
yesterday.
Played the Jazz in a home and home.
But they
Gilgeous came back and had 38 last night. So I think the game before that, when they won 130 to 103, was either Saturday or Friday.
Corey, listen to this stat line, my guy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 38 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. He was 17 for 19 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from 3, and 10 of 17 overall. Yeah. That's very productive. And then you got Giddey that threw in his 24, and then Jalen Williams who threw in his 32. It's like, that's not even a game you're talking about. The game that before that, I think is the game you're talking about when who was that? Jalen Williams, I think they call him J-Dub, went for 20. Giddey had 18. Lou Dort had 19. Wiggins, but no, it was
27.
That first game that you're alluding to where they beat them 130 to 103 in OKC with that home with the whatever the back-to-back that they played against them.
Yeah, the home and home.
Shai Gilgeous didn't play in that game. I'm looking at the
Yeah, he
box
didn't
score
play
right
that
now.
one. You're talking about the last one.
Yes. They
Okay.
combined for 94 points in Shai Gilgeous' first game back from missing a few.
Oh yeah, they're not tanking, bro. If they were tanking, they wouldn't have played him. They would have set Gilgeous for the rest of the season.
They really don't have to tank though. They have picks for days. That Sam Presti is one of the best GMs in the NBA. He just has never gotten over that hump. I mean, go back and look. One of my buddies said, what would happen if the NBA just reset everything and every player that was drafted by every team just went back to the team they were recently drafted by? And I said, oh, I hope that doesn't happen because my Lakers would be poo-poo trash. Like, we would be so bad. It would be no good. So, but you look at the Thunder, man. I mean, they're building a monster over there, man. It might be something in the future. I'm not talking about this season. I don't think that they're going to do anything this season. But in the future, I mean, you get a Chet Holmgren back. They're going to have a high draft pick next season. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, they definitely got something brewing up the street from me over here in Norman up there in Oklahoma City. I'll tell you that.
No doubt.
They look solid. What do you say?
You know what I love what they're doing? They're letting their guys play. They're not tanking. And
right.
I think they honestly just want to make the play in so that core, those guys, both Williams, both J-Dubs, Lou Dort, Shea, Giddey, they just get some kind of a playoff atmosphere to where it propels them next season.
Right.
And that's going to be huge for them going into the next season because you're building continuity, you're building chemistry, and then you add what's the big boy that just got drafted?
Chet.
You add Chet to that, bro. They're going to be a scary team. They're going to be a 5, 6, 7 seed type team come up next year just for going through this experience for the last 20 games of the season.
It's making them better. It definitely is. So I had to give a little shout out there because I was kind of rough on the Thunder this last show that we did. So I had to make sure that I showed some love to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But that's all they're going to get. So there you go to my friends that watch the show that are Thunder fans. I gave you all some love there. There it is. So this next one I want to talk about, the game that happened yesterday before my game, the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Can we both agree that we would love to see that as a first-round matchup?
God, so spicy.
I love watching those two play. I mean, Luka and Booker. Luka's saying, don't wait until there's 3 seconds left on the clock to start talking trash. Let's do it. Let's just start it from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I love Luka's tenacity. I'm a big Luka Doncic fan anyways. I think that dude is an absolute freak. But they just have to make it click, man, about that Kyrie, Luka Doncic mixture. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
If Luka can kind of defer to Kyrie at moments and then Kyrie can defer to Luka at moments, these guys could literally, I mean, you're sitting there, you got 2 guys that could drop 30 points with ease on any given night. Like, with ease. It's not a problem. If I were Luka, though, I'm deferring a little bit more to Kyrie, and I'll point this out. I'm not saying it because I think Kyrie's better than Luka, because I don't. I think Luka's in a class of his own. But Kyrie's got playoff experience. Kyrie has NBA championship experience. You know what I'm saying? The guy has done those things, and I trust him a little bit more than I do a Luka Doncic, as crazy as that sounds. I mean, he's I know we're the thinnest of lines right here, right now, Corey. But if I had to pick in a playoff game, let's just say Game 7, game on the line, who do you want taking the last shot, Kyrie Irving or Luka Doncic? Seriously.
I want Luka, bro. Luka's leading the league in scoring right now. He's the leading scorer in the NBA. He's been their point guard. He's been there in Dallas for the past 4 years. It's his team. Kyrie had to come to his team.
Which Luka signed off on. Luka signed off on it,
he
too.
He signed off on it. He's not stupid. Like, if you
he
can
knows.
get Kyrie Irving, for sure.
He knows.
I just think Luka being a bigger body, being a leading scorer, he knows how to get a bucket. For everything that Kyrie does, the ball handling, the wizardry that he can do around the rim, I just think it's easier in that situation for Luka to get a bucket. And you saw in the game yesterday, they were down 2. He missed a bunny, dog. If Luka shoots that shot 10 more times,
he's making it. He's making it.
10 out of 10.
I agree.
I agree. He just missed it, bro. And that's the reason why they went to him in that situation, because he can make that shot.
That was the one. That was the one when Devin Booker.
Yeah, that was the end of the game where with 3 seconds left, Devin Booker got in his face.
I love it.
Here's what I don't like about what Devin Booker did, and I'm gonna kick it back over to you.
Okay.
Bro, last year in the playoffs, the Suns had the Mavericks down 3-2.
They did.
And they were talking big stuff, especially Booker. Booker disappeared in Game 6 in Dallas. And in Game 7, on your home court to go to the Western Conference Finals,
you
laid an egg, dog.
He did.
And Luka absolutely went off in that Game 7 in Phoenix. So now you want to talk shit? Excuse my language.
Nah, you're good.
You want to talk now?
Yeah.
In the last 3 seconds of a regular season game when we just bounced y'all last year? Like, that's weak to me. That was weak to me.
It was.
What I mean? What Devin Booker did was hella weak. It really doesn't matter right now because the regular season, it was a highly contested game, and we're coming down the stretch, and I get the games matter more the closer you get to the playoffs.
Right.
But bro, that was hella weak. Like,
it was.
You have no bragging rights. You just got bounced by this man, and he lets you know about it all through Game 7 when they were blowing you out by 30 points. So I'm on Luka's side on that. I don't know what you think, but
you know what that was. It's that cloud of having Kevin Durant as a big brother on the team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he little Bobo
now because you got Kevin Durant. Yeah.
He thinks they're unstoppable. Nobody's going to be able to beat them. That's what they're thinking right now, which the Suns do look very good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are absolute bucket getters. They are. There's no doubt about it. I just still think come playoff time, though, they lost a little something on that defensive side, losing to Mikal Bridges and a Cam Johnson, man. They just did. They really did. I don't know, man. I've seen KD these last couple of seasons in the playoffs kind of come up short and not do what he had to do to get to the next round. Now, however, he was without Kyrie, without James Harden, all that mess he was dealing with at the Nets. He definitely has a better squad around him now. I mean, you got Chris Paul facilitating this to where he can kick it to Kevin Durant. He can kick it over there to Booker. You can go down low to DeAndre Ayton. They have pieces. But after that, after the names I just mentioned, Corey, it's a bunch of scrub-ass bench players, man. Let's just be real. They don't have much depth. Now, granted, in the playoffs, your roster shrinks. You're going to have probably about 7, 8 guys at the most in a rotation that you play. But after the starting 5, who's their next 3 guys? Just who are they? You see what I mean? To where you're like, if KD needs a breather, because KD and Devin Booker and Chris Paul ain't playing 48 minutes a game, it's just not going to happen. That's what I'm saying. So what's going to happen when those guys are out, or God forbid, Chris Paul does his traditional get injured in the playoffs? I hope. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but it's like clockwork. You can almost count on it. There's going to be a hammy here or something there. I mean, he's getting old. He's getting up there. It just happens. You know what I mean?
But the same thing for Booker. Booker's had a hamstring in the last 2 playoffs.
That's
KD's been hurt in the playoffs. He didn't get hurt last playoffs, but they only played 4 games because they got swept, him and Kyrie, by my Celtics last year.
Right.
So all 3 of these players, Booker, Durant, Paul, have traditionally gotten hurt where? in the most important time of the season.
They have.
That's why I don't trust them. I think me and you are on the same page on this. I don't trust the Suns, bro.
I don't either.
Not trust them.
I don't either. They're very talented on paper. It's a nice looking team. Don't get me wrong. They're going to make some noise. I just think if the Phoenix Suns, if it ended today, they'd be the 4 seed. Golden State would be the 5 seed. If I'm the Phoenix Suns, I would not want to play the Golden State Warriors in the first round with Steph Curry and all them boys. That is not what I would want to do.
Who you got in that one? Who would you pick? Who would you take?
Whoa.
I'm going to tell you who I take. I take the Warriors.
Oh, that's tough.
I take the team. I would take the defending champions, the team that has played together in big playoff games, as opposed to the team with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant.
I would agree.
And DeAndre Ayton, bro, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. Chris Paul's probably going to get hurt. Like you said, he's 38 now.
And the Warriors are going to have Wiggins back at that time. They don't have Wiggins right now. You still got Klay Thompson, who's been absolutely balling lately. You got Draymond Green, who's a Swiss Army knife, do it all for the team. He doesn't care if he has 2 points to 20 points. It does not matter to that guy. He's going to play hard every single possession. And then you have the greatest shooter of all time, not even question, Steph Curry. Oh, and not to mention you throw Jordan Poole into the mix. Ooh. And then you got down low, you got a Kevon Looney, who's just one of those big guys in the NBA that's going to do all that dirty work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Can I throw that at you that I just heard before we got on?
Give it to me.
Guess who's the number 1 3-pointing shooting team in the league right now? The Golden State Warriors.
Are they?
That's who takes. Yes.
Okay.
Number 1,
okay.
The number 1 3-pointing shooting team.
It doesn't surprise me.
Threes, and they're the number 1 percentage-wise 3-point shooting team in the league. You got the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson, like you just said, balling. Steph Curry, the best 3-point shooter ever. Jordan Poole coming off the bench can splash threes. Andrew Wiggins when he gets healthy. Bro, stop.
No, I'm with you.
They just struggle with the Mavericks? You're telling me in a 7-game series that the defending champions, if they're shooting the 3-ball well, can't beat them? Come on, dog.
Hey, we're sitting right now. If you're the Phoenix Suns, you better get up to that 3 seed over the Sacramento King. You better get up to that 3 seed. Yeah. You do not want to see the Golden State Warriors in the first round of the playoffs. That would not. You're going to a team that just got assembled. I don't care what anybody says. They've only had about 20-plus games together with Kevin Durant and all of them. The Golden State Warriors have been doing this thing with the core that they have. They know what it takes. And if you're telling me that the Golden State Warriors aren't kind of just sleepwalking through this season, they've had injuries, everything else. But come playoff time, I'm with you on this one, Corey. I believe in the Golden State Warriors. They got rings on their fingers to prove it.
You've been watching the Game of Thrones right now, right? You're deep into the Game of Thrones.
I'm with you.
Who's sitting on the throne, B?
Oh, the Lannisters. The Lannisters are sitting on the throne right now. You got Jeffrey up there. Old Jeffrey.
Okay, so as far as the NBA, who has the Iron Throne right now? Last time I checked,
Golden State Warriors.
Thank you.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. They're that team that nobody would want. Nobody wants to face the Warriors. Oh my gosh.
Hey, and real quick before we move on, here's why I don't think they're going to catch Sacramento. Here's the rest of Philadelphia. The Suns' remaining schedule. They get OKC, gritty team. We just talked about them. All right. This is our remaining schedule. OKC, Sacramento, the 3 seed. Golden State, the 5 seed. Milwaukee, Orlando, OKC again, your Lakers, Sacramento again, Philadelphia, the 3 seed in the East, Utah, Minnesota, a team we should probably talk about soon since they're the 6 seed right now.
It's tough.
Denver, the 1 seed, OKC again, San Antonio, that should be a win. Denver, the 1 seed again, your Lakers again, and then they close it out with the Clippers. That's not an easy stretch, bro.
In that second to last game against the Lakers, you could possibly see a LeBron James in that game.
You would think so. They're fighting for their playoff lives. I
You
think
know what I'm
LeBron will
saying?
be back by then. Yeah.
He
So
better be.
I don't know if they catch the Kings, bro. I think they might be locked into this 4 seed, dog.
I'm with you. I don't disagree.
Every team I just named. Here's the notables: Sacramento, Golden State, Milwaukee, Los Angeles, Sacramento, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Denver,
all those teams,
Los
all
Angeles,
of them.
all of those teams are fighting for what? Playoff position.
Playoff.
Come on, man.
And it's so close, like I've mentioned before, Corey. You lose 2-3 games in a row in the West right now, you could fall.
You find yourself in an 8 seed, 9
you
seed.
can't real quick and in a hurry right now. So it's razor thin. No team in the West right now, in my opinion, unless you're sitting there as the Denver Nuggets, has any room for error right now. You just don't.
No.
You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that. We're going to find out a lot about the Phoenix Suns in these coming weeks to see if they're really going to take that next step. I mean, so far, so good. They've looked good. Kevin Durant he's a monster. We can just allude that. I mean, he is.
I've seen him fold in the playoffs. I watched it last year against my Celtics. He really hadn't done anything out of the 2 years he won with Steph Curry. He comes up small in the playoffs sometimes, bro.
Plus, can you think of that backdrop, that storyline? Kevin Durant versus the Golden State Warriors. He hadn't done nothing without him. He ain't done nothing without Daddy Steph over there. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. And are you telling me that you're going to put old Chris Paul, on Steph Curry? I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I like the combination of a Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins. Now, Klay Thompson's not quite the defender that he once was, but he's still pretty gritty. Excuse me. He's still pretty gritty over there.
He's coming back to form, man. He's coming back to form. It took a couple years after both of those injuries. He's coming back around. Now, he's not, like you say, he's not going to be the same defensive player.
No.
But, bro, he's making shots now.
The
hell with the defense.
I'm with you.
If he's dropping 6 or 7 threes a game,
it's trouble.
That's what I'll be worried about.
Splash Brothers.
That's the old school Splash Brothers. If they're back, you got problems.
I'm with you there.
Let's talk about your Lakers, dog.
Oh, I was just that's right where I was thinking, man. My Lakers this last weekend, man, you kind of jumped into your Celtics. They absolutely pissed me off on Friday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. That was just one of those games to where it's like we can win. We should have won that game. We started the first quarter shooting like 77%. I think we ended that game like under 30%, under 40% for sure, shooting from the field. It was just like we were the better team, clearly, even without LeBron James. They didn't have Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Davis literally let Rudy Gobert just absolutely dominate him. Rudy Gobert. I said it. Rudy Gobert dominated Anthony Davis. I mean, to me, here's Anthony Davis. He had 38 points, but he only had 5 freaking rebounds. That's unacceptable. We cannot have that. That is just... Anthony Davis has to come up bigger than that. We absolutely have to. We only had 3 players in double digits, Corey. It was Anthony Davis at 38. You had Malik Beasley at 15, and then Lonnie Walker off the bench with 10. The best plus-minus guy was Troy Brown Jr. at +1. Everybody else was negative plus-minus. So, Anthony Edwards is a baller. I like him. He's a good young talent. Mike Conley, he's always solid. He's a crafty little point guard. The one, though, that's just, I'm looking at this box score right now. I'm like, how do you let Rudy freaking Gobert get 22 points? How do you, the dude cannot shoot. He can't do anything. And AD, because I watch this game. I stream my games if they're not on TV. AD literally was just like, here, Rudy, go ahead. Just take the ball. I don't want this rebound. You just go ahead. And usually, Anthony Davis usually dominates in those kind of matchups, like against a Rudy Gobert or something like that. He usually comes to show out and show up. That game, he absolutely did not. And after that game, Darvin Ham said in the press conference that our team they didn't play motivated. They didn't play with tenacity. They didn't play with any energy, no effort. They basically just, I don't know if you can't tell me that they thought they were just going to walk up in there and get an easy dub. I mean, right now where we're at, there's no easy wins. Every game has to be hard fought. It has to be a battle, and we have to come out with our A game. There's just no excuse. There's no room for error right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But that we followed it up though yesterday, Corey, with an absolute with a gem. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Most people with Steph Curry coming back, they probably were just writing us off, saying that the Warriors were going to wax us. We have no LeBron, everything else. And Anthony Davis came to freaking play yesterday. Let me read you this guy's stat line because he basically did it all. The offense was running through him. They were trying to get him the ball. He had 39 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 more blocks. He was 10 of 13 from the free throw line and 14 of 25 overall. Anthony Davis, there is no excuse. Even whenever LeBron gets back, there is no excuse for him to get less than 20 shot attempts per game. That's the number. I need him taking those, and I don't need Anthony Davis fading away. I'm sick of it. Go up strong. Take it to the hole. Dunk on that man. Like, he's that type. I'm saying this with so much energy and enthusiasm right here, Corey, because he's that type of player to where if he's right and he's healthy, he's a top 5 talent in the NBA. If he's right. Some might argue with me on that, but you can't argue the fact that he's at least a guaranteed top 10 if AD's right. If he's right.
No, the talent, the talent is there. I agree with everything you said. I lived it 6 years.
I'm with you.
Second favorite team, the Pelicans. He grew up as a point guard or a 2 guard, and he had that growth spurt in high school and in college. You guys are 4-2, 5-2 since the All-Star break, I believe.
I want to say 5-2, maybe 6-3. Let me look here.
You're 4-2. You're 4-2 since the All-Star break. The Minnesota loss hurts. That's a game y'all should have won. Memphis, y'all played when Ja was still in the lineup.
We still
gonna get Memphis again. Y'all were in it. You're gonna get Memphis, Toronto, and New York your last 3 home games before y'all go back on the road. Here's what I feel about your Lakers. Even with LeBron out, you just laid it out for us. When AD plays like a top 5 player, which he has top 5 talent,
he does.
You guys are hard to beat. Even with this team, minus LeBron, right? And no D'Lo. So to me, this thing really hinges on Anthony Davis, right? Show us why you're getting paid so much. Show us why you're getting the bag, dog. How much is he making this year? How much is he going to make next year?
40 mil plus.
40 million, bro.
Yep.
You should be able to carry this team without LeBron. I'm sorry.
I agree. No, I agree.
This is your time. You were sitting there when LeBron broke the record, being all pissy and pouty.
Yep.
You said it was because y'all were losing the game. It wasn't about anything between you and LeBron. Good. If that's really the case, if you really care that much about winning, all right, and losing that game at the time hurt so much, show us.
Show it.
Take over. Stop fading away from the basket. Stop shooting jump shots. If you're open, if you're wide ass open, then yeah, I can see you shooting it. But like you said, bro, get in the paint, get dirty. Let's get
down. There's nobody in the Western Conference, Corey. Nobody in the Western Conference down low that can stop Anthony Davis if he's right. There's nobody. There's just not.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go through your remaining schedule. Who on the Memphis Grizzlies? Now, Jaren Jackson might be Defensive Player of the Year, so I'm going to dismiss this one. That's who y'all got next. But Toronto, who the hell is stopping him? Nobody. New York Knicks, who's stopping him? Nobody. Pelicans, nobody. Houston, nobody. Dallas, nobody. Orlando, Phoenix, Oklahoma City, Chicago back-to-back. Minnesota, Rudy Gobert might give him nightmares again.
He better
Houston, Utah, Clippers, Phoenix, Utah. Bro, outside of the Timberwolves and this Memphis game y'all got coming up, there's not one team, a player on any of those teams for y'all's remaining game outside of those two games that I think they can give AD fits defending AD. There's not.
There's
you
just
should take over, bro.
There's not even any players on those teams that can make AD have to work on the defensive side of the ball. Let's just be honest.
No,
I mean, come on. You
get Phoenix twice, but DeAndre Ayton ain't that skilled of a big man where he's making AD work.
I'm not worried about DeAndre Ayton.
No, there's nobody, bro.
Not if I'm Anthony Davis. I mean, if I'm Anthony Davis, I'm not worried about him. And yeah, I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm going to be biased to a point. But it's facts. Jaren Jackson is the only one that you mentioned in our next game that could sit there. But Jaren Jackson's going to be playing with a shorthanded squad. Dylan Brooks hadn't been right lately. You know what I'm saying? Tyus Jones is a solid backup point guard, though, out of Duke. I like Tyus Jones. He's solid. You can't sleep. We cannot go into this next game tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on TNT thinking that it's going to be an easy dub because they don't have Ja Morant. We cannot do that because they will come into our house and they will beat us. If we have to have that same energy and that same effort that we had against Golden State. We have to have that kind of team. But it wasn't just AD. I'm telling you, Corey, the more and more that I watch my guy play, my next jersey I'm getting, it's Austin Reeves. I'm getting an Austin Reeves jersey. I've said it to you already. He's not the defender that Caruso was, but he's a lot better offensive player than Caruso ever thought about being.
Yeah,
I mean,
shooter. Yeah,
that's the makeup.